From the tranquil hills of Dagestan to the bright lights of the UFC, Shara Magomedov's journey has been one of resilience, sacrifice, and unbreakable will. But after an undefeated 14-0-0 run, the unthinkable happened. He faced his first loss against Michael "Venom" Page. Doubts arose, rumors of retirement spread, and the world questioned if the one-eyed lion had roared his last. But true warriors don't stay down. This is the story of a fighter who defied the odds, embraced the lessons of defeat, and is now preparing for the greatest comeback of his career. Are you ready to witness the rebirth of a champion? Don't miss out on this incredible story of determination and victory. Hit that subscribe button now and join us on this unforgettable ride through Shara Magomedov's rise to the UFC. Stay tuned for more exclusive insights and never-before-seen content. 1. Shara Magomedov's background. He grew up in the peaceful Akis village in Dagestan and initially pursued soccer before an accident ended his dreams of a professional career. Shara Magomedov's journey began in the tranquil village of Akis, located in the rugged mountains of Dagestan, Russia, a region renowned for producing some of the most resilient and skilled fighters in the world. Growing up in this humble, peaceful setting, Shara's early life was surrounded by a strong sense of community, tradition, and a deep respect for hard work. In Dagestan, sports hold a special place in the hearts of its people, with many children aspiring to greatness in various athletic disciplines. For Shara, soccer became the focal point of his youth. From a young age, he displayed incredible talent on the field, showcasing his natural athleticism, agility, and strategic mind. His dream was clear. He wanted to become a professional soccer player and represent his village and family on the international stage. Shara poured his heart into the sport, training relentlessly and excelling in local competitions. However, tragedy struck when a serious accident occurred, putting an abrupt end to his soccer career. The devastating injury left him heartbroken, as he had worked so hard to achieve his dream, only to see it slip away in an instant. For many, this would have been the end of the road, but not for Shara. Instead of dwelling on his misfortune, he found the strength to adapt and seek a new path. His disappointment in losing his soccer career became the driving force behind his pursuit of something even more extraordinary: combat sports. The lessons in discipline, teamwork, and physical conditioning that soccer had taught him would now serve him in a new arena, preparing him for the fierce world of MMA. It was here, after this devastating setback, that Shara's true potential began to shine. What started as a painful loss would soon transform into an incredible journey, ultimately shaping Shara Magomedov into one of the most feared and respected fighters in the world. 2. Transition to combat sports. After soccer, Shara discovered boxing, quickly impressing his coach with his natural talent and passion, leading him to win local championships. After the heartbreaking end to his soccer career, Shara Magomedov found himself at a crossroads, but his determination and refusal to accept failure pushed him to seek a new outlet for his energy. It was at this moment that combat sports came into his life, offering a new direction and a challenge that would ignite his competitive spirit once again. Shara's natural athleticism, honed through years of soccer, was quickly evident as he transitioned into boxing. The footwork, timing, and discipline he had developed as a soccer player translated seamlessly into the striking art of boxing, and it wasn't long before his coaches began to take notice. Shara's speed, reflexes, and relentless drive made him a natural in the ring, with his ability to adapt and improve setting him apart from many of his peers. His passion for the sport was palpable, as he threw himself into training with the same intensity that had once fueled his soccer ambitions. The pain of losing his soccer dreams no longer weighed him down. Instead, it became the fire that fueled his relentless pursuit of greatness in boxing. As he honed his skills, Shara began to rack up victories in local amateur competitions, impressing his trainers and opponents alike with his skill and tenacity. His unyielding work ethic and focus led to a series of championships at the regional level, establishing him as one of the most promising boxers in the area. Shara's success wasn't just about physical ability. His mental toughness and discipline played a huge role in his rapid rise. Where others might have faltered, Shara's resilience allowed him to continually push past his limits, and his unwavering desire to be the best drove him to train harder and smarter than anyone else. The local championships that he won were just the beginning. They were a stepping stone to greater things, a testament to Shara's unwavering belief in himself and his potential. This newfound success in boxing marked the beginning of his transition into the world of combat sports, a world where his discipline, passion, and natural talent would combine to form a fighter capable of achieving greatness. As Shara's boxing career flourished, it was clear that his path in combat sports was just beginning. this was only the first chapter of a journey that would eventually lead him to the unforgiving world of MMA, where his skills and determination would be tested in ways he had never imagined. 3. Success in Muay Thai. He became a master of sports in Thai boxing, winning multiple Moscow championships and cups, showcasing his striking abilities. Shara Magomedov's success in boxing was only the beginning of his combat sports journey. As he continued to evolve as a fighter, he recognized that in order to truly compete at the highest levels, he would need to diversify his striking skills and broaden his martial arts expertise. It was then that Shara made the decision to transition from boxing to Muay Thai, the art of 8 limbs, where fighters utilize punches, kicks, knees and elbows to devastating effect. The transition was not easy, but Shara's natural athleticism and his deep understanding of striking mechanics allowed him to quickly adapt. Muay Thai, with its brutal clinch game and devastating knee strikes, added a new dimension to Shara's already impressive skill set. His commitment to mastering the art was evident from the start, as he threw himself into training with unmatched intensity. He spent countless hours perfecting his technique, honing his ability to generate power with every strike. His dedication paid off when he earned the title of Master of Sports in Muay Thai, a prestigious honor that recognized his exceptional skills and achievements in the sport. Shara's success in Muay Thai wasn't just about his raw power, it was about his versatility and technical precision. He became known for his sharp, accurate strikes that left his opponents reeling. His fluid combination of punches and kicks, along with his ability to transition seamlessly into the clinch, made him a nightmare for anyone who stepped into the ring with him. His performances in the Moscow Championships and Muay Thai Cups were nothing short of spectacular, as he routinely dominated his opponents, using his superior striking abilities to secure victories in both stand-up exchanges and the clinch. With every victory, Shara solidified his place as one of the top Muay Thai fighters in the region, showcasing his skills on the big stage and gaining recognition from trainers, fighters, and fans alike. His Muay Thai success served as the perfect bridge to his next challenge, MMA. The devastating strikes, clinch control, and composure Shara developed in the Muay Thai ring became crucial tools in his evolution as a fighter, and they would play a central role in his dominance as he transitioned into the world of professional mixed martial arts. 4. Entry into MMA. Shara moved to professional MMA, starting his career in China's Chin Wu Men promotion, where he gained recognition for his aggressive fighting style. Shara Magomedov's transition from Muay Thai to mixed martial arts, MMA, was a natural progression for a fighter with such a well-rounded skill set. Having mastered Muay Thai, he was now prepared to test his abilities in the more complex, multifaceted world of MMA, where fighters blend striking with grappling, takedowns, submissions, and a variety of other techniques. His entry into MMA came through the Chin Wu Men promotion in China, an organization known for its high-level competition and its ability to showcase fighters from around the world. From his very first fight, it was clear that Shara's striking would be his main weapon. His powerful, relentless approach to fighting quickly caught the attention of fans and critics alike. With his roots firmly planted in Muay Thai, Shara applied his devastating kicks, knees and elbows in the cage, where he imposed his aggressive style on opponents who weren't prepared for such a relentless assault. His ability to move forward constantly, pressuring his opponents with every strike, earned him recognition as a fighter who was both exciting and dangerous to face inside the cage. Shara's aggressive fighting style became a hallmark of his MMA career, as he was known for never backing down, always advancing toward his opponent to deliver powerful blows, and never allowing his rivals to settle into their rhythm. His tenacity and fearlessness led him to a series of victories early on in his career, making him a rising star in the promotion. What set Shara apart was not only his striking but also his ability to adapt and evolve. Despite coming from a traditional striking background, he quickly started refining his other skills, such as his takedown defense and clinch game, making him a more well-rounded and dangerous threat. His success in Chin Wu Men was the perfect springboard for his career, as it set the stage for his move into larger, more prestigious MMA promotions. As his reputation grew, so did the demand for his fights, and Shara began attracting attention from scouts in major MMA organizations. 5. Unique fighting style. Despite having only one functional eye, Shara's striking technique and pressure-based approach make him a terrifying and entertaining fighter. Shara Magomedov's ability to compete at the highest level of MMA despite having only one functional eye is nothing short of remarkable. While many fighters might be hindered by such a significant challenge, Shara has turned this perceived limitation into a testament to his heart and resilience. His striking technique, developed through years of Muay Thai, is a brutal and fluid mix of precision and power. What truly makes Shara dangerous inside the cage is his relentless pressure-based fighting style. While many fighters might hesitate to close the distance or engage constantly, Shara thrives on it, always advancing forward and forcing his opponents into uncomfortable positions. His one-eyed vision has, in some ways, shaped his approach. Rather than focusing solely on traditional vision-based striking, he has honed his ability to read his opponent's movements and body language, developing an almost instinctual sense for when and where to strike. This has allowed him to continue using his striking as his primary weapon, making him one of the most exciting and unpredictable fighters in MMA. Despite the odds stacked against him, Shara never backs down from a challenge, always finding ways to adapt and use his striking techniques in new and dangerous ways. He has mastered angles, timing, and distance to a degree that few fighters can match. His brutal low kicks, lightning-fast knees, and vicious elbows leave his opponents battered and bruised. With a relentless pressure game, Shara overwhelms those who dare to stand with him, often forcing them to retreat and abandon their strategies. His ability to push forward, not allowing his opponents any breathing room, combined with his striking prowess, creates an electrifying dynamic in every fight. This unyielding style not only makes him a terror in the cage but also one of the most entertaining fighters to watch, as fans are always on the edge of their seats, knowing that something explosive is about to happen whenever Shara is involved in a fight. Even with one eye, he remains a force in the sport, proving time and time again that determination, skill, and a relentless approach to fighting can overcome even the most daunting challenges. 6. Shara Bullet's dominance. Shara Magomedov showcases exceptional striking skills, using vicious low kicks, powerful knees, and elbows to dominate his opponents. Shara Bullet Magomedov has solidified himself as a force in MMA, and a significant part of that dominance lies in his exceptional striking ability. His technical striking prowess is unparalleled, with a particular emphasis on brutal low kicks, devastating knees, and bone-crushing elbows that leave his opponents wondering how they can survive in the cage. Shara's low kicks, in particular, are a weapon of destruction. His powerful leg kicks not only cause immense pain but also break down his opponent's base and movement, limiting their ability to react and counter. He has a natural understanding of how to target the legs, disabling his opponents before unleashing a flurry of additional strikes. These kicks often disrupt his opponent's rhythm and lead to a major shift in momentum, allowing Shara to take control of the fight. But Shara's striking doesn't stop at low kicks. His knees are just as dangerous. Whether inside the clinch or from range, his knee strikes are delivered with surgical precision. Shara has perfected the art of landing knees in exchanges, exploiting openings to land them directly to the body or head. These knees have earned him recognition for their brutal effectiveness, often leaving his opponents unable to recover from the sudden onslaught. Add to this his powerful elbows, another weapon in his arsenal that strikes with lethal force at close range, and it's clear why Shara has become a nightmare for his opponents. He uses elbows to cut open his opponents, leaving deep gashes on their faces and adding psychological pressure on top of the physical damage. His ability to combine these techniques in fluid combinations overwhelms fighters, forcing them to be on the defensive from the moment the bell rings. With Shara, it's not just about his striking, it's about his strategic use of these strikes to create an environment of constant danger. Every movement, every punch, every kick, and every knee is designed to keep his opponents guessing and on edge. As Shara continues to showcase his striking dominance in the octagon, one thing is clear: when you face him, you're in for a war of attrition that will test every ounce of your durability and willpower. 7. Unmatched durability of opponents. Despite his brutal attacks, several of Shara's opponents display incredible toughness, absorbing heavy strikes and continuing to fight. One of the most remarkable aspects of Shara Magomedov's fights is not only his ability to deliver punishing strikes, but also the incredible resilience displayed by his opponents in the face of these brutal attacks. While many fighters would have crumbled under the sheer force of Shara's low kicks, elbows, and knees, several of his challengers have demonstrated a level of toughness that is almost unmatched in the sport. This durability is a testament to the high level of competition that Shara faces, where each opponent must dig deep and push through immense physical pain in order to survive. Despite being on the receiving end of bone-shaking strikes, some fighters manage to absorb the damage and keep pressing forward, showcasing the unyielding warrior spirit that is a core part of the MMA game. In Shara's bouts, it's not uncommon to see opponents who have been hit with vicious knees to the body or legs, or left with significant cuts from his elbows, but they continue to fight as if nothing happened. This resilience forces Shara to dig deeper into his arsenal, adjusting his strategy and changing his approach to wear down these tenacious fighters. The toughness of his opponents is part of the reason why Shara's victories carry so much weight, as he's not just beating fighters who fold after the first couple of punches, but instead, he's defeating individuals who have extraordinary heart, determination, and the will to keep fighting. Even in the face of seemingly insurmountable odds, Shara's opponent's ability to absorb punishment without losing their fighting spirit serves as a reminder of the extreme toughness required to survive in the world of professional MMA. As Shara continues to rise through the ranks, it's evident that his journey is not just about his power and technique, but also about breaking his opponent's mental and physical resolve. It's one of the most defining features of Shara's fighting career. He faces fighters who push back, but ultimately his relentless pressure and stunning striking arsenal break their resolve, leading him to victory. 8. Superior fight IQ. Shara strategically breaks down his opponents by targeting their legs and body, using calculated striking and excellent distance management. Shara Magomedov's superior fight IQ is one of the most impressive and often overlooked aspects of his fighting style. Beyond his raw power and relentless pressure, Shara demonstrates an innate ability to break down his opponents systematically, targeting their legs and body with precise and calculated strikes. He doesn't rely on brute force alone. Rather, he picks apart his opponents with intelligent, well-placed shots that disrupt their movement and wear them down over time. One of Shara's key strategies is his focus on attacking the legs, using devastating low kicks to reduce his opponent's mobility, destabilizing their base and making it harder for them to avoid his subsequent strikes. He's aware that by weakening their legs he can control the pace of the fight and make them easier to hit with other attacks, like his knees, elbows, and even his famous Superman punches. Moreover, Shara doesn't just attack the legs out of habit. He does so at calculated moments, recognizing when his opponent is off balance or vulnerable to these strikes. In addition to leg attacks, Shara's focus on the body also plays a critical role in his fight IQ. By targeting the torso, he not only inflicts pain but also depletes his opponent's stamina, making it harder for them to sustain their energy for a full 5-round fight. His body strikes break the rhythm of his opponents, disorienting them and putting them on the defensive. But what truly sets Shara apart is his ability to control the distance with expert timing and precision. He knows when to close the gap and engage, and when to maintain the perfect distance to avoid counters or take a step back to reset. This exceptional distance management makes it difficult for his opponents to land clean shots while giving Shara the opening he needs to strike without being hit back. His overall awareness of the fight's dynamics allows him to adjust on the fly, constantly staying one step ahead of his opponent. Shara's ability to strategize, adapt, and execute his game plan flawlessly is why he stands out as one of the most dangerous and methodical fighters in MMA today. Each fight is a chess match for Shara, where his calculated decision-making and remarkable composure under pressure allow him to dominate, outlast, and break even the toughest of challengers. 9. Multiple victories in 1 year. In 2021, Shara fought and won multiple high-level fights, an impressive achievement in modern MMA. 2021 was a landmark year in Shara Magomedov's career, as he showcased his relentless work ethic and exceptional skill by securing multiple victories in a single year. In an era where fighters often have to balance intense training with the pressures of their personal lives, it's rare to see someone compete at such a high level with such consistency. Shara defied expectations, competing in several high-profile matches and emerging victorious in each, cementing his reputation as one of the most formidable competitors in the sport. The sheer volume of his victories in 2021 speaks volumes about his preparation, dedication, and mental toughness. Unlike many fighters who may suffer from burnout or inconsistency after a few hard-fought battles, Shara's relentless spirit and capacity for high-level performance in successive bouts set him apart. Each fight that year tested different aspects of his game, from his striking precision to his ability to adapt and strategize mid-fight. Whether it was facing an experienced opponent with a similar skill set or taking on a rising star eager to prove themselves, Shara consistently dominated the octagon. His ability to keep up this pace, fighting often while maintaining peak performance levels, shows not only his physical conditioning but also his tactical mastery. Shara's year of triumph wasn't just about physical victories but also about the mental resilience to stay focused, stay hungry, and come out on top time after time. Competing at such a high level in multiple organizations is a massive feat in modern MMA, where the fight game is as much about maintaining mental strength as it is about physical dominance. Shara's dominance in 2021 highlighted his readiness for even greater challenges ahead, proving that he was not just a fighter who could win, but a fighter who could do so consistently under the spotlight. His ability to bounce back after each fight, analyze his performance, and improve upon his weaknesses made him a true champion in every sense of the word. 10. Respect and sportsmanship. Despite his aggressive fighting style, Shara often shows respect to his defeated opponents, acknowledging their toughness and resilience. Shara Magomedov's aggressive fighting style is undoubtedly one of his defining characteristics, a true testament to his strength, determination, and technical prowess in the cage. However, what truly sets him apart as a complete fighter is the respect he shows to his opponents after every fight. While many fighters revel in their victories with taunts or displays of dominance, Shara has consistently shown an admirable sense of sportsmanship. In a sport as brutal and intense as MMA, where every fighter pushes their body and mind to the limits, Shara's recognition of his opponent's toughness and resilience speaks volumes about his character both inside and outside the octagon. This rare combination of intensity and humility makes him a role model for the younger generation of fighters. After each victory, he doesn't merely celebrate his success but acknowledges the efforts of his adversaries, offering respect for their courage to step into the cage and challenge him. Whether it's a handshake, a nod, or a few kind words, Shara's post-fight demeanor serves as a reminder of the core values that should drive combat sports: mutual respect, honor, and discipline. His ability to transition from being a fierce, relentless competitor to a humble and gracious individual after the fight shows the depth of his maturity as a fighter and a person. This humility doesn't weaken his image as a dominant force. Rather, it enhances it, painting Shara as a fighter who not only commands respect through his performance but also earns it through his actions. It's a level of professionalism that has earned him the admiration of fans, fellow fighters, and coaches alike. Shara's sportsmanship proves that one can be both a fierce warrior in the cage and a humble, respectful individual in life, solidifying his legacy as not just a dominant fighter, but a true ambassador for the sport. 11. Dominant striking and pressure. Shara Magomedov displayed relentless striking, using powerful kicks, knees, and Superman punches to overwhelm his opponents. His ability to pressure and control the fight was a key factor in his victories. Shara Magomedov's striking prowess is one of the most intimidating aspects of his fighting game. His ability to control the pace of the fight through relentless aggression and precision makes him a nightmare for his opponents. Known for his devastating low kicks, powerful knees, and Superman punches, Shara keeps his adversaries on the back foot from the moment the bell rings. His striking style is not just about raw power but about pressure, forcing his opponents to constantly react to his every move. Whether it's his powerful kicks that dig deep into his opponent's legs, reducing their mobility, or his knee strikes that can end a fight in an instant, Shara's offensive game is always evolving and adapting. His knockout power is ever present, but it's his ability to maintain constant pressure throughout the fight that truly sets him apart. Opponents find themselves unable to breathe or strategize, as Shara relentlessly moves forward, closing the distance and landing strike after strike. His striking is designed not only to damage but to break his opponents mentally, draining their will to continue as they fight through the pain of each blow. This pressure is what separates him from many other fighters in the game. His ability to stay in his opponent's face, controlling the tempo with a mix of power and relentless movement, leaves little room for escape. By overwhelming his opponents with non-stop offense, Shara rarely gives them an opportunity to establish their own rhythm. This ability to dictate the flow of a fight, coupled with his superior striking skills, has led him to some of the most dominant performances in his career. Shara's striking is not just about knocking people out, it's about imposing his will and never allowing his opponent to have a moment's peace. It's this pressure-based approach that has made Shara Magomedov one of the most feared fighters in the division. 12. Resilience and defense. Sergey Martinov showed incredible toughness, surviving brutal onslaughts despite losing his mouthguard multiple times. However, Shara's clinch work and striking eventually broke him down. In his fight against Sergey Martinov, Shara Magomedov faced one of the toughest and most resilient opponents of his career. Martinov showcased remarkable durability, enduring Shara's devastating offensive barrage with incredible resolve. Even in the face of relentless strikes, Martinov absorbed hit after hit, including brutal low kicks, high knees, and vicious elbows. In fact, his toughness became a hallmark of the fight as he continued to press forward despite losing his mouthguard multiple times during the onslaught. But Shara, known for his strategic approach to breaking down opponents, was not just relying on his power. He executed a flawless game plan that chipped away at Martinov's will to fight. His clinch work was one of the most impressive aspects of the bout, as he expertly closed the distance and controlled Martinov against the cage, neutralizing his opponent's offense while landing devastating strikes to wear him down. Shara's ground control and ability to dominate in close-quarters situations further displayed his defensive acumen, ensuring that Martinov was unable to mount any serious offensive pressure. Despite Martinov's toughness, Shara's precision striking and his ability to break his opponent's rhythm with well-timed blows and brutal clinch work proved to be too much. Shara's overall fight IQ, his understanding of when to switch between striking and control, left Martinov with little room to escape the pressure. By the end of the fight, Shara's combination of relentless offense, effective defense and superior clinch control had ultimately broken his opponent down, leading to another dominant victory for the rising star. This fight demonstrated Shara's ability not just to overwhelm his opponents with offensive power, but also to defend and impose his own will in situations where his opponents might have hoped to turn the tide. 13. Tactical adjustments. Against Mikhail Rosen, Shara strategically used leg kicks to slow down his opponent and countered with well-timed strikes. Even when Rosen attempted wrestling, Shara defended effectively and landed significant strikes from all angles. In his bout against Mikhail Rosen, Shara Magomedov showcased his remarkable fight IQ and adaptability. From the start, it was clear that Rosen was a dangerous opponent, bringing his wrestling background into play, attempting to close the distance and control the pace of the fight. Shara, however, was ready for this challenge. He quickly adjusted his strategy, using his striking to create distance and keep Rosen at bay. One of the standout aspects of this fight was Shara's tactical use of leg kicks. By targeting Rosen's legs with powerful, precision-driven kicks, Shara was able to slow down his opponent's movement and limit his ability to engage effectively. These leg kicks weren't just a means of striking. They were a calculated move to neutralize Rosen's forward pressure and prevent him from being able to move in and out of range with ease. The impact was significant as Rosen's mobility began to deteriorate, and he struggled to maintain the same level of aggression that he had intended. As Rosen attempted to engage in wrestling exchanges, Shara's defense became a focal point. Shara proved his proficiency in defending against takedown attempts, often sprawling at the right moment to avoid being taken to the ground. When Rosen did manage to close the distance, Shara displayed his elite clinch skills, nullifying any chance of being controlled on the mat. But it wasn't just about defense. Shara capitalized on every opening, landing significant strikes from all angles, whether it was his devastating low kicks or his well-timed knees and elbows in close quarters. His ability to mix in strikes from a variety of angles while defending wrestling attempts kept Rosen on the back foot and struggling to adjust. Shara's performance in this fight epitomized his versatility, as he was able to shift between offensive striking, defensive wrestling and clinch work seamlessly, ensuring that Rosen never gained control. His control over the pacing of the fight and his ability to force his opponent into a defensive shell reflected his growth as a fighter, showing his mastery over multiple aspects of MMA. By the end of the fight, Shara had demonstrated not just his strength and skill, but his high-level adaptability, proving that he could adjust to any situation and dominate his opponents in various areas of combat. 14. UFC debut and evolution. After proving himself in professional fights and Pop MMA, Shara signed with the UFC, facing a tough challenge in Bruno Silva. His well-rounded game, effective striking, takedown defense and resilience, secured him a dominant victory. Shara Magomedov's transition into the UFC was a momentous chapter in his career, showcasing the culmination of years of preparation, determination, and skill development. Having made a name for himself in promotions such as Chin Woo Men and through his consistent dominance in the striking and Muay Thai arenas, Shara's entry into the UFC was highly anticipated. His debut was a true test of his mettle, pitting him against the seasoned Bruno Silva, a fighter known for his aggression, power, and relentless style. Silva was no stranger to the cage, with a reputation that had earned him respect within the MMA community. Yet, Shara entered the octagon with an unwavering confidence in his abilities, knowing that his extensive fight experience and tactical approach were more than enough to match the challenge at hand. From the moment the fight began, Shara demonstrated why he belonged at the highest level of MMA. His striking was sharp, fluid, and precise, with a combination of jabs, low kicks, and power punches that kept Silva guessing. Shara's pressure-based style, which had always been a hallmark of his fighting strategy, was on full display. Even when Silva attempted to counter with his own strikes, Shara maintained composure and continued to push forward. Shara's game wasn't just about standing and trading blows. His ability to defend takedowns and control the fight's pace became key elements that separated him from Silva's typical opponents. Shara effectively stopped Silva's attempts to take the fight to the ground, using his takedown defense to frustrate and tire out his opponent. What set Shara apart was his resilience and ability to adapt. He wasn't just a fighter who could dominate in one area. He showed in this debut that he was a complete MMA fighter, blending excellent striking, solid clinch work, and unyielding takedown defense. Even when Silva pushed the pace and tried to land heavy shots, Shara never faltered. His mental toughness and ability to withstand pressure while maintaining strategic composure were significant factors in his success. As the fight wore on, it became clear that Shara's well-rounded game was too much for Silva. His relentless striking, combined with effective defense and control, ultimately secured him a dominant victory. The fight not only solidified Shara's place in the UFC but also marked the beginning of his journey toward becoming one of the top contenders in the promotion. As Shara continued to evolve, it was evident that his time in the UFC would not just be a fleeting moment but a launching pad for greater accomplishments in the world of MMA. 15. A fighter's journey, from a small village to the UFC, Shara Magomedov's journey is a testament to hard work, skill, and determination. Despite losing an eye, he continues to rise as a fearsome and technical fighter with a bright future ahead. Shara Magomedov's journey from the tranquil and remote Aki's village in Dagestan to the bright lights of the UFC is nothing short of extraordinary. It is a testament to his relentless spirit, determination, and a mindset that refused to accept anything less than greatness. Growing up in a village surrounded by vast landscapes, Shara's early life was not filled with the luxuries or distractions that often accompany urban living. His family and community, however, provided him with the foundation of discipline, respect, and resilience that would become the cornerstones of his career. His initial passion for soccer reflected his desire to compete and achieve, but a tragic accident cut his professional dreams short. For most athletes, such a setback might have been devastating, but for Shara, it became the catalyst for a new chapter in his life. Rather than succumbing to the disappointment, Shara redirected his energy toward a new passion: combat sports. Despite facing numerous challenges along the way, including growing up in a tough environment with limited resources, Shara quickly found his place in the world of combat sports. His natural talent for boxing, coupled with his deep hunger for success, allowed him to rise through the ranks, winning local championships and eventually excelling in Muay Thai. His striking abilities, characterized by devastating low kicks, knees, and a relentless pressure style, made him a formidable force in the Thai boxing community. But it was his transition to MMA that truly cemented his status as a fighter to watch. Shara's aggressive yet calculated fighting style, despite the loss of one of his eyes, challenged perceptions of what an athlete could achieve despite physical adversity. His striking prowess, combined with his tenacity and tactical intelligence, made him an exciting and dangerous competitor in any promotion he entered. Shara's fight career is a story of overcoming adversity and constant evolution. Even with the physical limitation of a single eye, he honed his skills to become an exceptional fighter, proving that no obstacle was too great to overcome. His victory in the UFC marked the beginning of his rise to stardom, but his journey was far from over. As he continues to evolve as a fighter, his technical skills, fight IQ, and relentless mentality have positioned him to be a force to be reckoned with in the global MMA scene. Shara's story is one of hope, perseverance, and inspiration for countless fighters and fans alike. It reminds us that no matter where we come from or what obstacles we face, hard work, passion, and resilience can turn even the toughest circumstances into the foundation for a bright and successful future. Shara Magomedov's journey is just beginning, and it's clear that the world of MMA will continue to watch as he rises to new heights, both inside and outside the octagon. Shara Magomedov's journey is far from ordinary. It's a story of relentless perseverance, exceptional talent, and the unyielding spirit that defines the true heart of a champion. From the small village of Akis in Dagestan to the global stage of the UFC, Shara has proven that nothing is impossible if you refuse to quit, no matter the obstacles. His journey is an inspiration to fighters, fans, and anyone who faces adversity in life. With his technical prowess, unstoppable drive, and growing legacy, Shara's name will continue to echo throughout the MMA world for years to come. This is just the beginning of his remarkable story, and the best is yet to come. Pirate will be back, a warrior's resolve. For years, Shara Magomedov built a reputation as an unstoppable force, a fearless striker who walked into the cage with the confidence of a warrior who had never tasted defeat. His undefeated 14-0-0 record was a testament to his dominance, his relentless pressure, and his devastating striking. Fans believed he was invincible. Opponents feared him. The one-eyed lion seemed destined for greatness, cutting through competition with precision, power, and an iron will. But in the unpredictable world of MMA, Even the mightiest warriors eventually faced their greatest test. For Shara, that test came in the form of Michael "Venom" Page, a striking maestro with unorthodox movement, pinpoint accuracy, and a fight IQ that had humbled some of the best in the game. When Shara stepped into the octagon to face Page, it was more than just another fight. It was a battle of two elite strikers, a test of skill, adaptability, and resilience. The build-up was electric, with fans expecting fireworks, and the fight delivered. But from the opening bell, it became clear that Page's unique style was unlike anything Shara had faced before. The Brit moved like a ghost, slipping past Shara's attacks and countering with sniper-like precision. Shara, known for his relentless pressure and devastating kicks, found himself struggling to close the distance against an opponent who refused to engage in a traditional brawl. Then came the moment that changed everything. Page, with his signature unpredictability, landed a perfectly timed strike that wobbled Shara, exposing a vulnerability the world had never seen before. For the first time, the Dagestani warrior was on the back foot. The aura of invincibility cracked. And when the final bell rang, the scorecards told a story MMA fans never expected. Shara Magomedov had suffered his first professional loss. The undefeated record was gone. The crowd erupted, but for Shara, the realization was sinking in. This was not the end of a streak. This was the beginning of a new chapter. In the chaotic aftermath of the fight, whispers of uncertainty filled the air. Social media exploded with speculation. Was this the end of Shara Magomedov? Was the warrior who once ruled the cage walking away from the fight game after a single defeat? The rumors gained momentum, fueled by silence from Shara's camp and the shock factor of his first loss. Fans who had once seen him as invincible now feared the unthinkable, that the one-eyed lion had roared his last war cry. For any fighter, a first loss is a crossroads. Some never recover. Some let doubt creep in. In a brutal sport like MMA, where the mental battle is just as important as the physical one, a defeat can be as much an internal war as an external one. Would Shara fade away, another great fighter whose legacy was overshadowed by a single night? Or would he do what true champions do, rise from the ashes stronger, smarter, and more determined than ever? Then, like the calm after a storm, Shara finally broke his silence. In just 4 words, he silenced the doubters, reignited the fire in his fans, and sent a clear message to the MMA world. Pirate will be back. It was not an excuse. It was not an apology. It was a statement of intent. A warrior's promise. Shara Magomedov is not just another fighter. He is a man who has defied the odds his entire life. A fighter who lost an eye but never lost his vision for greatness. Defeat was not an ending for him. It was a lesson. A stepping stone. A reason to evolve, adapt, and return stronger. Fighters are not defined by their records. They are defined by how they rise after they fall. And Shara? He was already preparing for his next battle. In the coming months, fans will witness the rebirth of a fighter who refuses to be broken. The training will be harder, the hunger will be greater, and when he steps back into the octagon, the world will see a new version of Shara Magomedov. One forged in the fire of defeat, sharpened by experience, and fueled by an unrelenting will to win. The one-eyed lion was wounded, but he was far from finished. Pirate will be back. What's next for Shara? Who will he fight upon his return? Will he reclaim his dominance, or will this loss define him? The only way to know is to stay tuned, follow the journey, and witness history unfold. Subscribe now and be part of the story. Shara's return is coming and you won't want to miss it. The pirate will be back. Are you ready?